There are books all over my house, and there are 5 books in particular that have completely changed my life and how I operate in the world and how I even really ended up here talking to you. So I oftentimes will share these books with anyone I speak to for longer than 5 minutes because they were so influential for me. And I have never really shared them with you. So I wanted to share the 5 books that have changed my life in this video. First book is called Calling in the One, and I seriously feel like this book is a secret weapon for anybody who is really trying to find healthy relationships in their life. And I was at a place when I read this book where I was single. I'd been single for a couple of years. I really thought I was ready for a relationship. Then I read the book and realized maybe I wasn't, and there was some work to do. And so the book really showed me that I was trying to find things externally that I wanted in a partner without actually fulfilling those things within myself first. So what the book does is it teaches you, instead of looking for the things that you want to attract, being the things that you want to attract. And that might sound like super airy-fairy, but for me, it made such a massive difference. And the cool thing with this book is it's actually a 40-day course. So every single day, there's like a tiny little exercise that you do that helps you call in the one. Now, spoiler alert, the one is actually you. So you can really call in yourself, know who you are, what you want to attract, and how you can be those things so you become a magnet for it. So my favorite quote in this book is, "Until you are able to see yourself living the life that you truly want, it will be difficult for you to create it." And I actually did a whole podcast episode on this book because it's a really crazy story that when I started reading the book, I had no idea what I was trying to bring into my life, really. And by the 40th day and the last exercise in this book, my boyfriend and I actually, my now boyfriend, connected. He reached out to me and we went on our first date a week later, and we've been together for 3 years. So that's kind of magical. The next book, as you can tell by my Post-its, has been well used, and it's called Scaling Up. And when I read this book, I was trying to figure out how to go from a one-woman show to really building a solid team around me. I had already started building my team, but this recommendation came from someone I really admire and respect, and it taught me the very basic things that you need to know in a business when it comes to hiring the right people, finding the right people for your team, executing on the right strategy, having cash reserves so that you can weather any kind of storm in your business because they're always going to come, and tactical information about things as far as like how to run a proper meeting within your business, how to talk to the people in your business, how to orchestrate like your cash flow. So many valuable tactical nuggets for building and scaling a real business are in this book. So my favorite quote from this book is, "Goals without routines are wishes. Routines without goals are aimless. The most successful business leaders have a clear vision and the disciplines, routines to make it a reality." Next book is in the finance category, and this is something that I read when I was just actually starting my business, very, very early days. I had no YouTube channel at the time. I was just kind of getting things rolling in my very local, tiny business, and I was trying to figure out how to really achieve financial freedom by building my business over the next couple of years. And this book changed the game for me. I read it when I was on vacation, and as soon as I came home, I basically changed the entire financial structure of what I was doing at the time, which was basically nothing. I had no idea how to invest. I had no idea how to really save money. I had no idea how to really manage my money, and I really didn't know how to create financial freedom. So one of the most impactful parts of this book is that it teaches you to figure out, what do you actually need? Because people will be like, I want to make $1 million. But do you really need $1 million to be financially free? Probably not. So it'll take you through this exercise of what you want your dream life to look like, what it's going to cost you, and then figuring out and basically reverse engineering how much you actually need to be making in order to make that happen. And once you have that number, it's so easily achievable. So I wrote that number down in here and I achieved it within the first year of reading this book. So this book is amazing. Again, super tactical. Taught me a lot about investing my money in a smart way, saving my money for a rainy day, and just setting myself up financially so that I could truly be financially free and educate myself on this topic that seemed really overwhelming to me before I read this book. So my favorite quote in this book is, "What matters is that you master money and it doesn't master you. Then you are free to live life on your own terms." So it took me from being a consumer to being an investor. And seriously, I came home from that vacation, finished reading this book, and I set up my first investments, which was a huge deal for me at the time. And they started very, very, very small. And they've continuously grown passively over the last couple of years. So anyone who's trying to figure out finances, read this. The next book is about work-life balance, and if you do know me for longer than 5 minutes, I will most likely talk about this book because it helped me figure out how to navigate the word balance, because I really don't believe the word balance actually exists. So the 3 marriages is about 3 relationships that are most important in our lives. That's a relationship to your relationships, your people in your life, your family and your friends and your partner, your relationship to yourself, and your relationship to your work. Those are the 3 marriages we pretty much all have. So how do they flow together? Work-life balance is this concept that we've created but doesn't really exist. What more so exists, and what this book taught me, is that it's a constant ebb and flow. Sometimes your work is going to take precedent and everything else is going to take a backseat. Sometimes your personal life and your relationships in your personal life are going to take precedent and everything else will take a backseat. So you have to let them flow easily, and that's what this book allowed me to realize and help me do. So I would stop putting so much pressure on trying to find balance, because I don't think it actually exists. So my favorite quote from this book is, "Work and life are not separate things and therefore cannot be balanced against each other except to create further trouble." The 7 Spiritual Laws of Success is the next book, and it is the easiest read. And the spiritual laws of success are not difficult to master. They're very basic concepts. But what this book is all about is showing you how to really create the life that you want and create the circumstances in your life that you want based on really ancient principles and really basic principles. Now, the law that hit home the most for me and really changed things for me was the law of detachment. So letting everyone around you just be who they are and just accept people in your life as they are, and don't create that friction by trying to change people or change circumstances. Being able to surrender and let go of control, even in work, not trying to control the outcome of every single thing that I do. So this book, again, it will take you like 2 hours to read and it will change your life. So my favorite quote in this book is, "Attention energizes and intention transforms. Whatever you put your attention on will grow stronger in your life. Whatever you take your attention away from will wither, disintegrate, and disappear." So truthfully, if I hadn't have picked up these books, and a lot of them came to me in very strange ways, gifts from friends, just sort of stood out to me at the bookstore, I don't think I would be the person I am today, and I don't think I would have the relationships, the business, the mindset that I have today, and I really do mean that. I am such an avid reader, and I read a lot of books, so it's a high compliment that these books are really the books that changed my life, but I wouldn't have known how to actually save money and be able to have a sort of a nest egg if anything were, God forbid, to happen in my business. I wouldn't have figured out how to go after my passion and be here talking to you if I hadn't read the Firestarter sessions. I wouldn't understand how to surrender to the process of building a business, which is a hard process, if I didn't know the 7 Spiritual Laws of Success. So every single one of these books, I also wouldn't be in the relationship that I'm in with my partner and my boyfriend if I didn't read Calling the One. I really don't think that I would. I needed to do all of this work and read all of these books in order to be where I'm at today. So that's why I'm so adamant about sharing them with you. And the links to all of these books are in the description below. And I would love to know if you've read them. And also, what are your game-changing books? What are the books that have changed your life? Comment below and let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's a little bit of a different style, but this is what we're doing now on Fridays, which is really exciting. So if you have more video ideas or more questions you want me to do videos on that are more personal, let me know in the comments below, because I really love telling you guys this stuff because it excites me that these made such a big difference for me. I know they can make such a big difference for you, even if it's just one of these books that I mentioned that struck a chord with you. I hope that you read it. So if you like this, hit that like button below. Be sure to subscribe and make sure that you're around for the next video next Friday, because it's gonna be a goodie. I'll see you then.